can you say Dapan,
Dapan,
Kashir,
Kashir,
Ch,
Sh,
Jannat.
Jannat.
तमाम देखने वाले नाजरीन को मेरी तरफ से प्यार बड़ा सलाम। उम्मीद करता हूँ कि आप सब खैर आफियत होंगे। आज मेरे व्लॉग में एक स्पेशल गेस्ट है जो कैनेडियन सिटीज़न है, और आज का व्लॉग जो है ये मेनली इंग्लिश में रहेगा। विदाउट फर्दर एड्यू I'll jump in to this conversation and I'll start this conversation right away. So this conversation is going to be in English, okay? And I have with me a very good friend of mine, a Canadian citizen. His name is Penry Hoth. Hi Penry, I hope I am pronouncing you very correctly. Is it the right name that I pronounced you right now?
Very there, Henry.
Okay, all right. So I again request you if you can be a bit louder as well, so that my audience or my viewers can listen you. Okay.
Okay, so you want me to be louder?
He comes basically from a communication background. That's what keeps us intact. And he teaches communication. He teaches linguistics.
Okay. Well, I'm retired now. Okay.
Uh-huh.
But I was involved in many aspects of the field of communications.
Okay.
From writing, editing, teaching how to write or edit, leading marketing, directing TV shows, being actor in a movie. I've also taught English and French, both as first and second languages.
Wow. So viewers, this guy is from communication and he teaches multiple aspects of communication. He has been an editor as well. He dealt with cinematography as well. So Perry, the main focus of this conversation, why I am interviewing you as of now, and what is the main purpose of this conversation, is basically I wanted to know from you, how do you see my content and what you make out of it? Do you understand? So I come from a Kashmir, and you being an active viewer of my content, I really, because you keep commenting me at times, so it kind of fascinates me. It kind of moved me inside to understand like what makes you to watch my content, and how do you react to the content that I make. Do you understand anything that's going through?
Yes. When we see videos about a country, we normally see what is obvious. We see monuments. We see artistic pieces in architecture, for instance, in design. We see places where people go.
Okay.
What I see in your videos is that you talk first to Kashmiri people.
Yeah.
And you show them their own world.
Yeah.
And so I go with you as though I am in Kashmir.
Wow, means a lot.
And I visit things that I would not normally see as a tourist on a tour.
Okay.
And when I visited the few places that I have visited.
Okay.
I sometimes, of course, go to the standard places, but I prefer simply to walk the streets. To sit at a cafe and watch people interact.
Okay.
Go in a park and see the kids play. And so with your video, I see this aspect of a part of the world that is called Kashmir.
Oh my God, wow.
And I see it in a very dynamic way. You're not basically doing a neutral portrait. You see a personalized portrait of living in Kashmir as Kashmiri.
Okay.
And so this is extremely fascinating for me, because I can compare lives, lifestyles, cultures, perceptions. And I watch the videos, not necessarily in full. I would scan some, because like when you interview someone like me in Kashmir and it's all in Kashmiri, I don't understand what's being said. But I watch a bit the body language. I watch the unfolding of the interview. And then, I remember the video when you're in a rice field and you're singing and dancing. And it's quite amazing to see that type of work, especially coming from someone who was in the field of communication, who was always, in a neutral position. So to be able to see this and things that I don't expect, okay? Sometimes it's very personal to you. You go back to your own school and you talk with the kids.
Yeah.
And the videos don't have the finishing touch of what you would see normally on television, because it's improvised, it's work in progress, and I like that element of the video. I know you work on editing them and improving the editing, but still, the very dynamic aspect is there. And I never know what the heck you're going to be coming up with. And it's like this in Kashmir. Oh, there is that. Oh, he thought of that. How amazing. And it made me think of life here, of things here. And I said, oh, I never thought of that. I've never think of making a video about, cooking something and it's quite amazing to see this. You see how I've become alive myself talking about it? And there's that in the video. And that's what I like. And at the same
we have a language barrier. We have a language barrier, you can say. So in my videos, I don't use English as a prime language. I mostly use Kashmiri. So I hope it definitely makes sense to you. As you all rightly said, that you decipher message through my body language or through any of the body language for that matter, right?
At the same time too, like you had interviews of some men, and it has a religious content or tied to Islamic life in Kashmir.
Yeah.
And it was interesting just to go from one interviewee to another one, not understanding a word and not listening to the whole thing, but just seeing them express their own thoughts and feelings and experience.
Yes.
And seeing the variety of this. And at the same time, since we've known each other for so long, we began contacting each other through the New York Times, of all things.
Very true.
We were chatting on their site. So it has this element of the professional aspects of both of our lives.
Yeah.
And so it's very both enjoyable and it's honest in its subjectivity. That's one thing that I like. It's a subjective vision of Kashmir, but it's at the same time done objectively. And so I discover a part of the world that I will not be able to discover otherwise, and maybe in some ways not even by being there.
Yeah.
Because I wouldn't be able to be in all those situations, be able to understand or speak. So that's why I keep always watching and riding the scooter.
You have to basically excuse me because I don't put descriptions. I don't use captions out of the videos that I make. So I'm sure whatever your understanding is basically from the body language and the signs. Okay. So I'm sure because I solely manage the entire thing. I manage it single-handedly. I don't have that giant team where I have the multimedia stuff or I have the editing tools where I'll spend a lot of time on my captions, writing captions or writing descriptions, for every video. That is a hectic work, but I'm sure in days to come I'll cover that aspect too, and you have to excuse me for that now.
Well, no, you're not the videos for me. You're not making the videos
Yes.
necessarily for foreign,
Yes.
non-Kashmir speaking audience.
No,
You're
basically
making
I'm
it
aiming to cover
for them.
global audience as well. Inshallah, in days to come, I am exploring, and I'm sure I'll reach global audience as well. And I'm aiming for that. And one has to think and one has to aim for big, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it's also interesting to not understand the words, because I could focus on other aspects of a language.
Okay. So.
The sounds, the rhythms, how the mouth is shaped.
Oh wow.
What comes from the heart.
Huh.
A language comes from the heart. And so
Okay.
I can focus on something else than understanding the intellectual content.
Oh my God. Okay.
And given my background also, and that's included for me in the field of communications, I was
Okay.
an actor,
Hmm.
I was a physical actor, I was a dancer,
Hmm.
I taught Tai Chi, Chuan, Qigong, and so it connects with those aspects of me, and those aspects of my own background
Okay.
helped me focus
Mm-hmm.
on something else than just understanding what people think. And I just listen to the language. I appreciate the music, the beauty of it.
Very true. Perry, do you understand the Kashmir is very beautiful and it's paradise, known as paradise on earth?
What?
Do
Sorry?
you do you know that Kashmir is very beautiful and it is heaven on earth?
Well, every language is beautiful, and often for their speakers, it's the most beautiful language because it's a relationship with the mother. Okay,
Wow.
but so I don't lay claims to any language being more beautiful.
Okay.
I just accept its own aspects, what it brings to understanding.
Can you repeat some of the Kashmiri phrases with me? We tried this kind of a funny game, okay?
No,
Before we sign off.
I've never spent any moment listening to the Kashmiri
No,
phrases.
you have to repeat. I'll say something, then you have to
You want
repeat.
to say something and I repeat after you, okay?
For sure. Can you say Dapan,
Japan,
Kashir,
Kashir,
Ch,
Sh,
Jannat.
Jannat.
Dapan, Kashir, Ch, Jannat. Can you say in a one go?
Oh no, that's way too long.
Say,
But
say.
what the heck did you have me say though?
No,
What the
say
heck did you have me
say Dapan,
Japan,
Kashir,
Kashir,
Ch,
Sh,
Jannat.
Jannat.
Okay, say.
What does it mean?
They say Kashmir is beautiful. Kashmir is paradise.
Oh, well that's true.
Okay, can you say ye
You,
interview
interview,
was
Fuas? I don't hear the first
Can you say
consonant.
was
Kuas?
Varia
Waria?
Asal?
Asal.
Ye interview
The interview
was Varia Asal.
was very asal.
Perry, it was really wonderful talking to you, and I really wish you best of luck. Thank you so much for spending your quality time and giving your valuable feedback. Yeah.
Thank you. So, what did you have me say? The interview was what?
Basically, it means this interview was very fantastic and it was very nice interview. That's what I
Oh,
asked
that's
you.
what you had me say in Kashmiri. Okay.
Yes. Again, wish you best of luck, and don't forget visiting Kashmir if you ever get time, because it's very beautiful, it's very surreal.
Subscribe करें.
like, share, and subscribe.